Hello and welcome to the Tyne We Are Derby. It is the FA Cup third round and this is going to be a very interesting game. Welcome all to the stream. If you go on to enjoy it, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Share the stream around before we start. We are 8 minutes away from kick-off. Really looking forward to this one. It's Derby Day in the north of England. Michael Beale takes on Eddie Howe in the dugout. It's Sunderland versus Newcastle. Let me know your score predictions in the live chat, and hopefully you all going to enjoy the game. My score prediction for this one, if you've watched the FA Cup prediction video, did go with 2-2 draw. I think it'll be an entertaining one. Looking back on the last few derbies between these two sides, Sunderland have won the last 3 derbies at home. So if that's anything to go by, they're the favourites for this one, if anything. Newcastle in the league so far haven't been doing well. Sunderland in a playoff chase in the Championship. It's all to play for. Form goes out the way on a derby, and today's going to be a thrilling game. I'm struggling to get the live chat up and running, so do give me a second and just let me know your score predictions, everything in the chat first. Just quickly sort this out. Trying to sort everything out a second, guys. Do apologise, trying to get the live chat up and working. Right, we've got Honeygun in the chat. Gonna have to read it off my phone. I do apologise for the technical issues. It's 0-0 in all the 12:30 kickoffs in this one. This one is a 1:15 kickoff. So why is the live chat not working? It's quite frustrating. But we've got Honeygun in here. Hope you're doing well, Tristan. This one going to be massive. Already a great atmosphere. Yes, there we go. There's the live chat. Brilliant stuff. We always get technical issues on this channel. Always get technical issues. And this one's not failed to disappoint. Before the game, I've had to turn the TV down because both sets of fans very loud. Very loud. That's great, of course, for them. And for the game. Just quickly plug my phone on charge, so give me a second, guys. I do apologise, very unorganised today. There we go, all sorted. I do apologise, but we are finally ready as the teams are in the tunnel and they're ready to walk out. Let's get the sign ready on the Watchalong for the first half. Share this around, drop a like, subscribe, all the good stuff. First half, and all we need to do then is put the timer on. Really looking forward to this one. The teams are in a tunnel. Trippier leading out the tune, and I think it's Luke 09, is it, leading out Sunderland? The anthem jackets are on. The referees are ready. Eddie Howe versus Michael Beale. Michael Beale's been involved in a fair few derbies in his time. Of course, he's managed in what many people regard the biggest derby of them all. The Celtic Rangers, the old firm, of course. Here we go. The teams are coming out the tunnel. And a big roar from the home faithful and the travelling tsunami. Here we go, a yellow match ball in case of the snow today as the players enter the field of play. What an atmosphere, what a time to be a player for one of these sets of teams here today. Here we go. The flags that they've put out today are amazing, creating an atmosphere. We've got the fire flames on the sidelines as well, absolutely everything. And as you look over to that away end, black and white scarves being waved in the air, absolutely incredible. What a derby this is. First time they've met in almost 8 years. Sunderland have had the most recent success in this derby. Over the last 12, it's been 6 wins to Sunderland, 4 draws, and 2 Newcastle wins in the last 12. Newcastle will be hoping to get one over on their rivals in the division up, but recently they haven't been having a good time in the Premier League. knocked out of every competition they're in, not doing well in the Premier League. This is their last hope. So it's a day of FA Cup action today. I don't think there's many other league games going on. I'll be producing a matchday vlog at the Swans later. Got my tickets next to the laptop here. Really excited for that. Swans hosting Morecambe. But this is the main one. This is the one everyone's looking forward to. The Tyne derby. As I said, score prediction for me 2-2. The lineups are above me. Newcastle have gone strong. It's basically a first 11. On the bench, the likes of Lewis Miley, who has set the world alight this season in the Premier League for Newcastle. What a terrific young prospect he is. And as for Sunderland, it is as well a strong lineup. You think a team's rotating for the FA Cup, but when it's a derby, you know, there's every excuse to play your strongest 11. The adverts are still on, and we're just awaiting it to return for kick-off. 2 minutes to go until kick-off. The adverts are on, typical ITV. This one's going to be entertaining. This one's going to be special. Right, we're back on. Already halfway through my water. It's a complete sellout at the Stadium of Light. Here we go. You can probably hear it through the microphone. The TV is still quite on a low volume. This one's going to be entertaining. Right, let's get the clock ready for this one to start. The Newcastle faithful travel in their numbers. So it's Patterson, Ballard on 9, Hume, Elise at the back for Sunderland. In attack, of course, you've got to look out for Joe Bellingham, Jack Clark, Alex Pritchard, all done really well this season. It's a decent bench. I wouldn't say it's strong for Sunderland. You know, they've definitely fielded their best 11. And as for Newcastle, it's very strong. Dubravka, Trippier, Scar, Botman, Byrne at the back, Joelinton, Gomes, Longstaff, Gordon, Isaac and Almiron. On the bench, you know, you got the likes of Livramento, Miley to bring on, Lewis Hall. So it's really strong from Newcastle in the classic black and white today versus Sunderland in the red and white. You're ready to go here. Sunderland go for their huddle in the black shorts. Newcastle today in the white shorts as well. This one is going to be exciting, as I've said many times. Right, here we go. From afar, it looks kind of difficult to tell who's who. the only difference is the shorts, really, from afar. Right, we're ready. Sunderland to get us underway here in the derby. And we are underway in the FA Cup third round. The Tyne derby. Here we go. As Newcastle straight away win the ball back. Joelinton, they'll look to control the flow. But Sunderland, a young squad, hungry for success. This one's going to be very interesting. See if we'll get any early red cards. Both of the games we've covered so far in the FA Cup have had red cards in them. So I expect more of the same today. Here's Gordon early doors, running at the Sunderland defence. Gordon cuts inside. Here's Joelinton. Plays a nice 1-2. Lobs it over to Almiron. He's got Trippier with him. Groans from the home fans. Trippier tries to get a ball in the box, and it's gone out for an early corner here to Newcastle. The captain today for Newcastle, but he hasn't had the best of months, really. The last 2 months he has been struggling for Newcastle. This will be a game for any player to gain a bit of confidence. So Kieran Trippier for this corner kick then. He's going to whip it in right-footed on the far side. It's going to be an outswinger. Here we go, in it goes. Cleared away at the front post. Poor corner from Honest. But it's straight back out to Trippier. Almiron on the overlap. Trippier whips it in. Keeper comes through and misses. And that's an early let-off for Sunderland. Patterson with the early mistake. You can feel how much these fans hate each other. Proper derby this is. For real, Honey Gun. Let me know if you're watching the game and the stream. And if you are, do let me know your thoughts on the game as you're watching it as well. Ball in the box once more from Newcastle. Runs all the way through to Almiron. Now Trippier. Across the face of goal. Header. Oh, Patterson looks really shaky off the start of this one. Straight at him, and he's not grabbed it. He's just punched it away. Nerves from the Sunderland's number 1. Early doors as Joe Linton rides a few tackles, gets away. Isaac up top. Loses off the ball and Sunderland gain possession. And they come forward here. Try Hume at the right back situation. Position. Never mind, it's a derby. It's really excited. I'm too excited as well. Ball over the top from Sunderland. Something for Rusin to chase, and he's offside early doors. Well, what a start this has been. Early Sunderland nerves. Yep, it's been not the most convincing start from Nathan Patterson. Highly rated at Sunderland, but showing his nerves early doors in the derby. As Newcastle are on the ball here, coming over the halfway line, they'll look to have the line share possession. Two teams who want to play similar styles of football. Newcastle away from home this season, as we know, haven't been good at all. And it's going to have to be some upset for Sunderland still, though, to beat the Premier League opposition. Let's have a look at that header chance for Newcastle. Yeah, Patterson just chucks his body on the line. Very nervy, though, from the Black Cats, number 1. Sunderland with a throw-in, high up the pitch. Trey Hume. Down the line it goes. Joe Bellingham. You'll notice on the back of his shirt it just says Job. Not trying to take the attention away from his brother. Trying to make a name for himself as well. And Sunderland with the ball in a good position here. It's Neil. Now Ekwa. Sunderland try to come forward for the first time in this one. Now Jack Clark in a deeper position than we're normally used to seeing him in. Rusin the striker. Clark, and it's Paul there from Sunderland, given away cheaply, but they win it back. Pritchard with the first big tackle of the game, and he's won the ball. Fair play to Pritchard there. And it's high pressure here from Newcastle, giving us a goal kick, but the Sunderland fans really are up for this one, roaring their team on at every possible opportunity, every tackle that flies in. Right, goal kick, and time for a rare breather in the opening 5 minutes. Dubravka all in blue this afternoon for the Tyne. And behind him, a sea of black and white. Well, there's no VAR in this one, so whether that will make the players think they'll get away with a bit more, we'll have to wait and see. And the referee seems to have a bit of technical issue here. He's going to have to... what's happening here? Technical issues in the derby. You love to see it. I think it's the microphone. Referee undergoing some technical issues here. Break in play. Just what you want in a derby. And it gives the fans in the stands a chance to banter at one another. And are they changing the ref, or... Well, I think it was the linesman's communication that was broken, but he's come back out of the tunnel now and it seems to have been fixed. It was the line, no, not the ref. Right, back in play now. That was a 2-minute disruption also. Dubravka, down the line it goes. The first breaking play we've had in this derby. Joe Linton. wins the ball and gives it away. And Newcastle back with it now, but on the edge of their own penalty area. Just trying to get Sunderland to press and play through them, as an Eddie Howe side loves to do. Here's Anthony Gordon on the left hand side. He's beaten 3 players and ends up going backwards. Dan Burn now, the absolute monster of a left back. He'll be up for every set piece opportunity. And ball ends up at Botman's feet inside their own half here. Finds Langstaff. Long ball over the top for Isaac to chase, and it's just got a bit too much on it. Straight through to Nathan Patterson, who for the first time this game has 2 hands on the ball. He's had a few nervy moments, so he'll be happy to get his first proper touch of the ball there. Clark flicks it on. Pritchard's not in the right position there to receive it, so Newcastle win the ball back. And Newcastle here, I think they're just trying to frustrate Sunderland, holding the ball. It's a lovely long ball there towards Joe Linton. Ballard intercepts, and it's Rousson to hold the play up there at halfway. This kick clash, yeah, I know. If it wasn't for the shorts, you'd have no idea. I completely agree, Owen. Do let me know your score predictions in the live chat. I've gone for a 2-2 draw in this one, plainly because I want to see it happen all again at St James's Park. As the ball over the top goes out from Jack Clark. It was a nice idea from Ekwa, the central midfielder for Sunderland. The sun is really bright in South Wales here this afternoon. Hopefully it stays like this all day, because recently we've had quite a lot of rain. Anyway, back onto the game. Dan Burn goes backwards to Botman. Plays it across the Shah. Newcastle not rushing anything, just letting Sunderland press them high, and in the hope to play through them. But we've seen the long ball many times, and once again it happens, but too much on it. Runs straight through to the Black Cats' number 1, Patterson. And the game sort of calms down a little bit, but no doubt it will heat back up very, very soon. An early goal is just what both of these sides are wanting. Joe Linton on the ball in the centre circle. Goes backwards to Shah. And he goes all the way back to the keeper. Bit of pressure here from Joe Bainham. And Dubravka finds Guimaraes on this far side. Myron dropping inside here. Isaac on the ball and wins the free kick there in the centre circle. Luke 09, the man penalised. This sun is really bright. Give me a second to pull the blind down, guys. There we go, that's a bit better. I was getting blinded by the light there. Right, back onto the game. It's Scar. I'm not 100% how to say his name, to be honest, but you know, we're giving it our best go. Sunderland win the ball back with Pritchard. There's an overlapping run from Hume. He uses him. Touches heavy, but Dan Burns being caught for pace here. Both players go over. And Newcastle end up winning the ball back. Longstaff. Edge of the D here for Newcastle in their own penalty area. Just hanging on to the ball here, calming the game down. Guimaraes goes backwards, and time for both sides to regroup. 10 minutes into this one. It's been a good start from the neutral. Ball over the top, aiming for Gordon as he's dropped into a striker role. Myron down the line. Trippier now towards the byline. Cross blocked by Dan Ballard, who goes like that to raise the crowd. And it's a corner kick here for Newcastle, their second of the game, as they pile on the pressure here in the Tyne derby. Dan Ballard there, great passion, great tackle as well. It ends up being a throw-in, in fact. I do apologise, cameraman slacking. Dampen, Taran header. Edge of the box now. Here's Guimaraes. Lining up a shot. Thinks about it and ends up choosing Trippier instead. Opportunity to get a ball in the box here, but cheaply given away there from Newcastle. Joe Bellingham on the ball now. A few tackles flying in, the ref lets it play on for as long as possible and then gives a free kick to Newcastle at the disappointment of the home supporters. So luck, yeah, it was foul from Bellingham there. Brilliant play on the floor by Trippier. First free kick of the derby, in a good position. Not ideal for a shot, it's quite central. But Nathan Patterson has looked quite shaky in these opening moments. So it'll be interesting to see if they can test him here. Sunderland fans already with hands over their mouths, nerves, as this free kick is about to be taken. Kieran Trippier, the only man standing over it. The right foot, it's very central, as the wall is placed just on the edge of the D, to give you an idea of how far out this one is. Well, if he goes for goal, it's a good opportunity to test Nathan Patterson, and I think he will here, as he lines this one up. Here we go, referee's blown his whistle for the shot. Really poor, deflected through the wall, and Patterson's able to collect easily there. Poor free kick from Kieran Trippier. He's tried to put power on it and the accuracy's just gone out the window there from the Toon number 2. And Patterson pushing his side up the pitch. 13 minutes in, we've had a broken microphone on the pitch. And a lot more still to come in this derby. Patterson finally takes the goal kick. He took his time there. Bit of head tennis. It's finally brought down by Jobe Bellingham. Guimaraes steers the ball back towards Cher. Guimaraes now. Back to Dubravka. And Newcastle just look to build out from the back once more. And invite the pressure onto them from the forwards of Sunderland. Cher goes backwards to Dubravka once more. He's seen quite a lot of the ball so far from his own teammates. Sunderland haven't really tested him in the opening 15. Cher comes forward to Botman, trying to build something here. Out to the left with Anthony Gordon, being pushed backwards by his opposite number, Trey Hume. And Gordon there with a bit of skill enlightens the away fans, and Newcastle still with the ball here, just trying to build something up, and they end up going long. And it's poor from Dan Burn, fails to control it, and of course the home faithful milk that as much as possible. Another look at this free kick. Well, he's looking for the top right hand corner as you look at the goal, but brilliant from the Sunderland players in the wall. Joe Linton into Langstaff. Goes backwards. Trippier now into Joe Linton. Nice 1-2 with Guimaraes. Joe Linton now. One touch football from the Toon. Intercepted by Sunderland. A lot of turnovers of possession in the midfield. It's where most games are won. And no doubt this one too, if we get a goal. Well, we are hoping for goals galore, of course. As always, here's Botman. Plays it into midfield. Isaac drops deep to receive. Lays it off to Joe Linton, coming over the halfway line now for Newcastle on the far side. Gordon into Isaac. And brilliant defending there by Luke O'Nien as he plays the ball back to Patterson under a bit of pressure, but Sunderland number 1 gets the ball away. 15 minutes in here. And tackles flying in there. It's a Newcastle free kick. Didn't look anything too serious, but Jack Clark has gone very late on Botman. And he locks in some discomfort here. The Newcastle number 4. The first big tackle of the game. And Botman seems in some discomfort here. He tried to huck the ball away, and Jack Clark, trying to close him down, has caught him on the top of his foot there. Definitely a free kick. He's late on Botman, but he definitely knew what he was doing there, Jack Clark. 100%. And is he going to get a yellow card for this one? I think he should. I don't think he will here. Referee keeping his cards in his pockets. For now at least. Well, definitely one of Sunderland's better players, Jack Clark. Always causes a lot of danger when he's on the ball. Likes cutting from the left hand side onto his right foot. We've seen it a lot in the Championship. And the ball's back in play. Botman now back on his feet, to the delight of the away Newcastle following. Newcastle coming over halfway here. It's walking football at the moment as they try to frustrate the home faithful. Botman plays it out to Gordon, and he's fouled on the halfway line. Sunderland trying to push up the pitch as high as possible as soon as Newcastle enter their own half. It's constant pressure from then on in. But Gordon, yeah, he's been fouled a few times this game already. And that one as well was a late tackle, but not too bad there from Hume. He's been one of Sunderland's brighter players in the opening 18. Here we go. Can Newcastle speed up the play here? Down the line to Trippier. Ball into the penalty area. And Gordon will receive the ball in the corner area. Gordon onto his right foot. Cuts it back. Joe Linton. Trippier. Poor control there, and he's kept the ball in. Sunderland fans thought he dribbled that one out. Gomes. Back to Trippier. Gomes edge of the box. Can they get a shot away inside the penalty area? Appeals for handball. Referee waves it away. Ball goes all the way back to Dubravka. And it was a Trevella effort from number 39 from Newcastle, Bruno Gomes. As Neil is fouled on the halfway line now for Sunderland. So they'll show the replay now. It was Gomes' Trevella effort. Is that a handball from Dan Ballard? Oh, it's difficult. He's got one arm across his body, one arm to the side, and it's hit the one covering his body. So I don't think that's a handball. I wouldn't give that personally. And Sunderland win the ball back on the halfway. Joe Bellingham now comes over halfway, and a brilliant tackle by Almiron. And Sunderland now try come forward. Tackles flying in left, right and centre here. It's all getting a bit lively. All to the delight of the fans. This is a proper derby, this one. Botman. Nice ball across the Trippier. Too much on it, and it goes out for a Sunderland throw-in. It's a good officiating so far in this game. Referees allowing the tackles to fly in. Still yet to dish out a yellow card. Crunching tackles left, right and centre in this one. Ball down the line for Sunderland, given away cheaply. Sunderland haven't seen much of the ball. They're aiming to hit Newcastle on the counter-attack. Newcastle the line share of possession in the opening 20 minutes. Here's Gomes. He's got Joe Linton ahead of him, uses him, creates a nice bit of space. Ball out towards Almiron. He's got Trippier on the overlap. Almiron uses Trippier towards the byline, in the box it goes. Near post shot from Langstaff and over the bar. Good movement there from Newcastle, switching the ball from left to right very quickly. Caught Sunderland off guard. And O'Meara picks out Trippier. Lovely ball in the box to pick out Langstaff. And he should be doing better there. Should be getting that one on target. Oh, there's a good chance for Newcastle there, definitely. Should be getting that one on target at least. Langstaff. It's 0-0 in this one. Halfway through the first half. And Trippier wins the throw in inside his own half. Newcastle trying to regroup. And for the first time in this game, the fans have gone a lot quieter in the last few moments, but hopefully some actions on the pitch can liven them up once more. Do let me know what you're thinking about the game so far. For me, Newcastle doing well, definitely the better side so far, but Sunderland are up for it. Trippier on the ball in a good position, tries to feed through O'Meara. He'll get to it, or will he? Brilliant play from Dan Ballard there to stop him. Sees the ball go out of play. Nice work there on the right hand side though. That's where Newcastle have had the most joy so far in this one. Gordon been struggling against Troy Humes on the opposite side to get down the line. But Dan Ballard so far, he's been one of Sunderland's best players, I think it's fair to say. Him and Troy Hume at the right back position. Definitely been the standout players for them so far. Ball over the top for Newcastle. Isaac against Ballard. Ballard clears his lines. And it's a Newcastle throwing in a good position here, in line with the edge of the box. And I've just put the blind down, and the sun's still determined to cause me difficulty. Anyway, Gomes goes backwards. All the way to Botman inside his own half. Gomes in the centre circle. Gordon, nice 1-2. Back into the centre circle for Gomes. Sprays the ball out wide. And it's not good enough there from Gomes. Pressure got to him. Overhead pass towards Trippier. And Eddie Howe there doesn't look too pleased. It's been a tricky game for both sides so far. And the first goal in this one will be very important, as ever. Royston's dragged down. Referee says play on as Jack Clark bursts down the line and he won't get to it. Throw into Sunderland on the near side. They go backwards. Here's Elise. Ballard wins the aerial duel as Pritchard comes away with the ball. Down the line it goes. Royston gives chase and Fabian Scher clears his lines. And Sunderland starting to see a little bit more of the ball here inside the Newcastle half. They've done well for the first 20 minutes. Kept it at 0-0. And now they've got to try put a bit of pressure onto their rivals. Ballard's on the ball, getting close down, but sprays a nice pass out to Troy Hume. Wins the header, no one's down the line to receive it. And ball ends up at Dubravka's feet here. Still no shots on target for Sunderland. Lovely bit of play there from Newcastle. Isaac's dragged down. Referee says play on as Sunderland now on possession with Ekwa in the centre circle. Here's Dan Neal. Pritchard wants it, won't get it. Neal looks in the opposite direction. Sprays a pass across. Troy Hume. Ekwa now. Ball into the box to Bradford claims. And still 0-0 in this one as we approach the half an hour mark. Lovely ball there from Ecuador into the penalty area. And Bradford claiming well. Here's Joe Linton. Goes back to Trippier. Longstaff. And they end up going backwards here. Newcastle. Approaching the half an hour mark in this one. Sun is really frustrating in this opening half an hour. As I say, it's rarely a bright day here in South Wales, but today is one of those bright days. Almiron on the near side. Bit of skill. Newcastle still going back though. It's not the most entertaining when they do end up just going back and forward. Let's have a look at if there's been any goals in the 12:30 kickoffs. As Newcastle still have the ball, just passing it around here at the back, not doing too much with it. Ipswich Town are 2-1 up against Wimbledon. There has been quite a few goals. They've retaken the lead after being pegged back to 1-1. Coventry 3-1 up against Oxford at home. Quite a lot of goals in the opening of that one. And Leicester City are 2-0 up away at the Den in their game, approaching half time in all those games. Back to this one though. Nothing too exciting in the last few moments. Game's settled down a little bit. Pritchard out to try Hume. Lovely play from Pritchard once more, and ball goes out for a throw in on the far side as this derby threatens to liven up once more, as it's sort of gone flat, I think it's fair to say, in the last few moments. Well, I'm going to have to sort the blind out once more, guys. I do apologise, but I don't really like having the sun glare in my eyes, so 2 seconds. There we go, that's a bit better. And instead you'll have to put this light on. There we go, that's a bit better for you. Clark on the ball here for Sunderland. Dispossessed out the pitch. Released Isaac. He's got Ballard with him. Isaac into the penalty area. He's gone down. Appeals for a penalty. What? I haven't seen the replay because it all happened so quickly, but it looks like a brilliant bit of defending by Ballard. But Isaac was adamant it was a penalty, as this game livens up a little bit more here. Let me know what you think of that in the chat, as there's boos from the away following. But damn Ballard so far this game. I said it earlier, he's been terrific. We'll see a replay. It was a lovely bit of work by Almiron. He sees the pass early. Isaac on the shoulder of Ballard. And Ballard's just got himself in the way there. Done really well to win the ball. He's got himself in the way. Brilliant there by Ballard. Eddie Howe was fuming on the sideline, but game back underway. No penalties, half an hour in, but a big shout there for Newcastle. But I agree with the commentator and the referee's decision. Brilliant defending by Dan Ballard. Here we go. Ekwa wins ball high up the pitch for Newcastle. Trippier's taken out Jack Clark in a free kick here. Trippier fuming, throws the ball away. And a chance now for the big lads for Sunderland to get up the pitch. Dan Ballard being their best player so far by a mile, and that one just confirms it really. Brilliant bit of defending. We've seen it from the other angle now. Brilliant there from Ballard. Brilliant. Free kick then for Sunderland. A good opportunity to get this one in the box. It's just inside the Newcastle half. Quite central. Pritchard towards the back post. They've won the first header in Aspor. Got to put that back across the face of goal. And he's gone for goal there instead. But yeah, he's having a good game. So are most of the Sunderland players, to be honest. Newcastle struggling to get their way through, but they have threatened to create a few things. Oh God, microphone's falling. Here's Shah. It's important to note that Newcastle have lost their last 2 FA Cup games to lower league teams. Could they make it 3 in a row today against Sunderland? Well, they'll be hoping not to, of course. But of course, Sheffield Wednesday last season beat them in the 3rd round at Hillsborough. What was it, 2-1 in the end, or 2-0? Brilliant game, that one. Ball given away cheaply from Sunderland to Newcastle. Langstaff across to Byrne. As Newcastle try and come forward. Here's Gordon, the first time he's actually been able to get the ball down the line. Ball ends up at the edge of the box. It's fired over the bar. Poor there from Langstaff. He's had 2 good opportunities in this game now. And both, he's done really nothing with them. Disappointing from the midfielder for Newcastle. Brilliant ball from Gordon. He anticipates Troy Hume missing the ball. He does really well. Langstaff has to be doing better there. Here we go, back underway. It's Dan Byrne. Out to Gordon, who likes to drop deep for Newcastle to receive the ball. A really good player for the Tyne. Been involved in quite a lot of goals this season for them. Gameres. Here's Shah. Plays it out wide to Dan Byrne. Nice give and go, and it's Gordon in fact as he starts to get a little bit of joy. Ball into the box, it's in! It's an own goal! I think it's Dan Ballard who's had a terrific start to the game. And Joe Linton and Newcastle celebrate. It's 1-0 to the Tyne. And the away end has absolutely gone wild. It's an own goal in the end. And all you can see in the away end is pure limbs of black and white. I think it's Ballard, and that's really unlucky because I was saying earlier he's been their best player of the game. Was lovely play on the left hand side, brilliant wing play. Joe Linton got away from his man into the penalty area, puts a nice ball across the face of goal. Ballard has to get something on it, otherwise it's a tap in for Isaac, however you pronounce it. And Ballard, yeah, it's come off his shin and it's rocketed into the top corner. Really unlucky from the Sunderland centre back. He's done terrific so far this game. Time to put it right. Still plenty of time to go in this game. Newcastle being the better side, but in the last 10 minutes, Sunderland growing into the game. And the opening goal of the derby. Newcastle strike first through an own goal. Dan Ballard. First goal in this tie. Patterson closed down quickly by Isaac and throwing to Sunderland. Good pressure there early doors. Do let me know your thoughts on that one in the chat. How does that change the game for me? Sunderland got to come out a little bit more now. Press second half though is going to be brilliant. The away end is bouncing. Absolutely terrific. Dan Byrne on the ball. Poor touch, and it's Sunderland throwing on the far side. It's not been the best game for Dan Byrne in this one. We've had a broken microphone from the linesman. A lot of chances for Newcastle. And funnily enough, their first goal is an own goal. Joe Burnham goes backwards here to Ballard. He'll want to put that own goal to the back of his mind. Ekwa now on the ball in the central position. Sunderland trying to have a bit more possession. Here's Joe Linton. Now Gomez. Gomares. Isaac. Joe Linton's on the left hand side if he needs support. Newcastle coming forward once more. Gordon now on the left hand side, just stands still, waits for a run. He finds Dan Burn. Backwards to Gordon once more. Can Newcastle get a second before half time? Or will Sunderland equalise? Fabian Schär. Knocked over and free kick to Newcastle, just inside the Sunderland half. It's an unnecessary foul there from the striker Rousson from Sunderland. Doesn't need to make that one, but he decides to. He's not had the best of seasons at Sunderland, although recently he got his first goal for the club since a poor start to the season for him. And we're back underway with Newcastle here. Almiron likes to drop inside and let Trippier take over his position when they're just passing the ball around. So they are here. It's Gordon now on the far side. Joe Linton now. Newcastle, as we know, in the league have been doing very poor, but this will be a big morale booster to beat your local rivals in an FA Cup game as well. They'll be hoping to get a good cup run. Otherwise, they're out of every competition, and they can only focus on the league. But they're not doing too well as Almiron comes forward. Ball played out towards Gordon. Brilliant interception there by Tri-Hume. Brilliant interception. And Gordon goes down there, and that one is a free kick. And first player in the book this afternoon is Tri-Hume, Sunderland right back. Brilliant play there by Gordon. Just gets the ball out of his feet, feels for the foul, feels for the contact, goes down for the foul. Tri-Hume in the referee's book. First one of the afternoon. Good position this. It's in line with the edge of the penalty area on the far left hand side. So it's going to be an in-swinger here from Kieran Trippier. I doubt he'll go for goal here. He needs to put this one in the box because the big lads are up from the back. Dan Burn is in there. Schär and Botman also for a chance to double their lead at the Stadium of Light. Trippier just taking his time here, repositioning the ball. We approach the 40-minute mark. Welcome everyone into the stream. Hopefully you're all enjoying this Tyne derby. Trippier taking his time here, honestly. He's repositioned the ball 3 or 4 times. And in it goes, an in-swinger. Cleared away, lovely. But is that going to go out for a corner? No, goal kick. The referee's not too clear on what he's given there. Corner, in fact. He's changed his mind as the cameras pan to Dan Ballard. He's had a good start to the game. He's really unfortunate to give away that own goal. But if he had to get something off it, and he's come off his shin. He's trying to put it over his own goal, and instead it fires into the top corner. As Trippier, he winds up the home fans by placing the ball nowhere near where it should be for a corner. Trippier, an outswinger corner. In it goes. Goes all the way through to Isaac. Fails to control it. And he ends up going backwards. Here's Anthony Gordon in the Sunderland half here. Nice ball across. Dan Burn still forward for the Tyne. He's on the ball now on this near side. Trying to get it into the box, and it ends up going out of play for the goal kick. If you're enjoying the stream, be sure to drop a like and subscribe as always. 1-0 here, approaching half time at the Stadium of Light. It's been an up and down first half. The goals definitely livened things up. After the first 15 minutes, it sort of died down and Sunderland started to grow into the game. And then that own goal from Ballard sort of come at the wrong time for them as they started to get a foothold in the game. As Patterson goes long and free kick to Sunderland at the halfway line. Can they get back level before the break? Do let me know your thoughts on the first half if you're watching, and also let me know where you're watching from, because we've had some international viewers on the channel in the last few watch-alongs, so do let me know where you're from, as there's a lot more FA Cup action to bring you on the channel over this weekend as Newcastle come forward. Gordon on the left hand side, he's got Trihume to beat, into the penalty area he goes, does really well there. Gordon, he's having a good game. Joe Linton. Now here's Trippier. Floats one end towards Gordon. 09 gets his head on it and he's fouled in the process. So as I was mentioning, a lot of FA Cup action to bring you this weekend. We've got this game, which I was really buzzing for, and hopefully the second half is a lot better, to be honest. My expectations were a lot more for this game. But so far it's still been good. Still been good for a derby. A lot of tackles flying in. Later on I'm going to Swansea versus Morecambe. This will be a matchday vlog up on the channel later on tonight. Tomorrow we've got Shrewsbury Wrexham on the channel for a live watch along, and Arsenal Liverpool at 4:30. And then on the Monday it's the game to round off the third round, Wigan versus Man United, and we'll go live for that one a bit earlier due to the fourth round draw, so do stick around on the channel if you're interested in all that stuff. Here we go, Sunderland on the ball. Really poor pass there, he's tried to switch the play, Neil. Newcastle win the ball back, trying to break here, it's Gordon. Head down, finds Isaac, oh, almost. Ballard steps up at the right time. A lot of turnovers of possession in this game as the ball's fired back to Patterson. Controls it well there. He had a shaky opening few minutes, the Sunderland number one. And that is fantastic closing down by Almiron. I'll at least say the Sunderland left backs heading towards the corner. Almiron's on him every step of the way. Brilliant press in there from the Newcastle 24. I've seen rumours on Twitter, a lot of Sunderland Newcastle fans want him to be sold and upgraded, but his work rate is phenomenal. Almiron once again on the ball, backwards to Trippier, over the top as Ballard tries to clear his lines, but he finds them. Newcastle midfield, Gomes line up a shot, finds Dan Burn in the left back role. Goes backwards to Gordon. Can he get a ball in the box? No, he decides not to. Now Gomes finds... Oh, Myron, oh, he's whispered past the post. Well, that was unexpected, but Almiron brilliantly picked out there by Bruno Gomes. What a ball. And what a run as well. Brilliant vision to see the run. And Almiron with his back to goal tries to curl it into the bottom left hand corner, and it's whispered past the post. But I think Sunderland now have to just see it through to half time now at 1-0. 3 minutes added on to the end of the first half. Here's Gordon on the left hand side. Plays it inside to Joe Linton. Back to Gordon, back to Joe Linton, and now Sunderland will press. Langstaff gets the ball stuck under his foot, but Newcastle escape. And a turnover in possession. Yeah, it's hard commentating on a derby like this because there's turnovers of possession all the time. Newcastle definitely had the lion's share of possession. We'll have a look at the stats at half time. In 2 minutes time, as Trippier has his foot over the ball, waiting for the Sunderland press to once again play through them, or as they've done many times in this game, launch a ball over the top. Here's Joe Linton. Twisting and turning. He's done really well there to find Almiron on this near side. Cuts inside on this left foot. What a tackle from Elise. Gives it straight back to Newcastle though. Sustaining a bit of pressure here. Gordon, he's got Dan Burn on the overlap. Goes backwards instead. Newcastle just frustrating the Sunderland fans here. And they've ended up kicking the ball out because I think it's Botman again, or no, Joe Linton. You can tell by the hair. He's stayed down. And this is an injury concern for Newcastle. Joe Linton, who's, of course, put the ball across the box for Ballard to score the own goal. He's been good in this one so far, has Joe Linton. So hopefully for him it's nothing too serious. He'll receive treatment and there'll be a break in play here. We only had another minute and a half to play of the end of the first half. There's a right leg that's being treated here by the medical team. As Eddie Howe goes back, takes a seat and writes down some half-time notes. And Joe Linton's back up on his feet. And of course, after receiving treatment with the new rules, he'll have to go off for 30 seconds before being able to come back onto the pitch. What do you guys think about that rule? For me, I think it's a bit silly. I can understand it with time wasting, but a lot of teams get away with it with substituting a player off. The one that should be taking the 30 seconds off, they end up making a substitution. For me, the substituted player then should take 30 seconds off to make it fair. So there seems to be loopholes in everything these days. A manager's certainly taking advantage. Let me know in the chat what you think of that new rule. And thank you very much to whoever just subscribed. Do let me know who you are in the chat so I can thank you. I do appreciate every single one of you who join and interact with the stream. God, muddling my words up already. Sunderland fire the ball down. We're into the 49th minute, but with that injury, I reckon the referee will probably play to 50. And another breaking play. We've had loads of breaking plays in this first half. First the linesman with his microphone. A lot of tackles been flying in, which is always lovely to see from the neutral. And the referee blows up for the first half. He's seen enough. 1-0 to Newcastle, but a lot of fortune given to them as Dan Ballard was unfortunately the man who had a terrific start to the game. Fired into his own goal. Not much he could do. He was trying to tip it over his own goal, and it fired into the top corner. Half time in this one. Alright, let's have a look then at the half time screen. The half-time scores, that's not the right one. We need to go here. Half-time screen, let's make sure the microphone's working on this. Yes, it is. So in the chat, do let me know your half-time thoughts, as I'll come back to the chat at the end of half-time. Right, it is 2-0 at the Den. Leicester City winning there. Let's go to the scores and fixtures. We'll have a look at the stats first and foremost, I reckon. And wow, that popped out of nowhere. Maidstone beating Stevenage. What an upset that would be. Maidstone, a penalty on the stroke of half time. My prediction for that one was Maidstone to lose 2-1. The National League South side, of course, the lowest ranked side in this division at the third round stage. National League South. Hopefully they can make an upset happen against League and Stevenage, who have been very good so far this season. Where's the stats? Have I gone past it? I have gone past it. Hopefully you're able to see above my head. So yeah, looking at the possession stats, Newcastle 72% possession, 6 shots, 2 on target, 2 corners, 5 fouls. 13 fouls in the first half. 1 shot for Sunderland has really got to improve. It's been pretty bleak going forward for them. Only 28% possession of the ball. No shots on target, 0 corners, 8 fouls. So they've really got to step it up in the second half. As you can see on the other slide you could see the lineups. I've run through what teams I've got on their bench. Is that Will Grigg? No, it's not Will Grigg, is it? It's the youngster Chris Grigg. Anyway, it's not really a strong bench from Sunderland, is it? Seal, he's a good player so far in the Championship this season. As for Newcastle, a more recognisable bench, but still not the strongest of benches for an FA Cup game. Livramento's on there, Lewis Miley, who has been terrific this season for the Tyne. Kraft, Ritchie, Lascelles, Dummett. So it's not really a strong. It's a strong 11 for both sides, but the bench is where it lacks quality. Right, now let's have a look at the other scores in the FA Cup. 2-1 to Ipswich away at Wimbledon. In the first round it was they went 1-0 up the away side, and then 1-1 thanks to a Reeves penalty. Tuan Zebe put the visitors ahead. 11 shots. Can't read too much into the stats though. Coventry 3-1 up at home to Oxford at half time. Oxford actually dominating, well, fairly even on the possession stats. 7 shots to 1 though. Oxford scoring with their only shot on target from Mark Harris. And 3 shots to 1 on target, and every shot on target in that game has gone and resulted in a goal. 2 corners to 0 for Coventry, and 8 fouls in the first half in that game. Maidstone Stevenage is where the only upset of the cup is happening at the moment, and I'm all for it. Stevenage with just a bit more possession. 9 shots to Stevenage's 1. Wow, that is a lot from Maidstone. Looking at the better side off the stats. Wow, what an upset that could be. I really do hope Maidstone of National League South can get through. I really wanted to back them in my predictions, but Stevenage this season in League One have been doing terrific. Let's go see if I've missed any chats in the live chat. I haven't. Do thank you all as always for joining. The second half has actually started in them games, as they kicked off at 12:30. So the second half kicked off at around 1:35, I imagine. So let's have a look at what we've got. What we're looking forward to in the FA Cup at 3 o'clock. Blackburn host Cambridge. I can see plenty of goals in that one. I think Blackburn personally will thrash them. But if Cambridge can do it, I'm all for it. Gillingham of League 2 welcome Sheffield United. That's going to be an interesting one. You'd expect Sheffield United to get over the line in that one. Hull Birmingham is probably the most boring cup tie I've seen in the third round. An all championship affair there, although Birmingham of course don't have a manager at the moment. Newport against Eastleigh is one I would love to have been on TV. Eastleigh looking to make an upset there. Eastleigh in the National League, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look at my notes. Eastleigh, yep, National League. Paul McCallum there, top scorer if I'm correct in saying. Let's have a look at the notes. Yep, 22 goals this season for the Spitfires. Norwich, Bristol Rovers, that's going to be interesting. Plymouth, of course, a new manager, Ian Foster, takes his first game this afternoon against Sutton United, struggling in League 2. QPR hosts Bournemouth. I can see Bournemouth putting quite a few past QPR in that one. Southampton host Walsall. Big opportunity for Walsall to create an upset in that one. Stoke against Brighton's actually an underrated tie, because under Stoke, did I say Stoke or Southampton? Stoke against Brighton is an interesting tie because Steven Schumacher, the Stoke City manager, of course, left Plymouth just a few weeks ago to take up the full-time manager role at Stoke. His side have been doing pretty well. I don't think they've lost so far under his reign, and they face a good Brighton team who have had quite a lot of injuries this season. So that's going to be a cracking cup tie. Watford Chesterfield's one I'm really going to keep an eye on. I do think Chesterfield potentially can create an upset there. They're top of the National League. They've got some really good players, a good manager in Paul Cook as well. Chelsea Preston, yeah. Middlesbrough Villa is going to be interesting. But I'm going to be at the Swansea.com Stadium for Swans Morecambe, creating a matchday vlog for you all. Sheffield Wednesday Cardiff, the other 5:30 kick-off. And then on to Sunday's fixtures, Luton Bolton. I'm going to love to watch that one. It's not on TV. Typical that the big clubs get the TV all the time with City Huddersfield. That's not really an exciting game, is it? Forest Blackpool, Peterborough Leeds, Shrewsbury versus Wrexham, the games we're going to be doing tomorrow, as well as Arsenal Liverpool. West Brom Aldershot. I think Aldershot got a brilliant chance of trying to cause an upset there. West Ham host Bristol City, where Bristol City are bringing a huge following, I've heard, to the London Stadium. And Monday, of course, the FA Cup sealed up with Wigan hosting Man United. So not too long until the second half starts. Have enjoyed the first half so far. It's been a good half of football. As the Swans announced their digital programme. I'm excited for the Swans game this afternoon. We've got a new manager in the dugout. Really looking forward to it. So do stay tuned on the channel for that. Second half should be underway in about 5 minutes time. Hopefully a little bit less than that. But yeah, let me know what your full-time predictions are in the chat. For me, I think second half Sunderland have to be much better going forward. They've got to be a bit more creative, create more chances, because so far it's been really bleak from the Black Cats going forward. They've not done enough, simple as that. They've not done enough. And it's disappointing to see, because a lot of hype around Sunderland going into the derby, but they've just not delivered so far in this one. Let's put my phone back on charge there. We've got a new chat from Honeygun. Never been so excited for an away day. Something special about watching your team away in the FA Cup against a Premier League side. Yeah, that's going to be a cracking tie. That is going to be one cracking tie. This afternoon when I go to the Swancom, my first FA Cup game, which is something I didn't actually realise until a few minutes ago. So yeah, really looking forward to the FA Cup game. Of course, I've watched the FA Cup every year as a kid growing up. I love how it's on, BBC, ITV. They show it all the time, which is brilliant, of course. And I think football should be like that. Just companies like Sky, TNT as it's now called, Prime, like to, of course, make their money off something. I'm not completely against it. It's just football these days is an expensive hobby. If you want to get a season ticket, watch your team on the TV. It's very expensive, but that's a chat for another day. But yeah, got my tickets for the FA Cup game. Yeah, can't forget them later. Cannot forget them. Anyone else hate it when you have to phone the ticket office? For the Swans, it's always the same. What do you call it? It's like a pre-recorded message. It's like you are first in line. Whenever you get to first, it always takes longer than it's taken to get to first in the queue to be served. It's like they just keep you waiting for ages for the fun of it. Anyway, second half, Sunderland have to be a lot better. Going forward, they've got to utilise Jack Clarke. He's rarely been on the ball. Pritchard as well. Joe Burnham. They haven't seen much of the ball. They've got to get on the ball a lot more. And just have a period of 5-10 minutes on the ball, sustain pressure on Newcastle. Undoubtedly it will come. They need to get back into it. 1-0 down. I think possibly that's the best thing that could have happened for the game from a neutral's point of view, because so far it's been quite bleak for Sunderland. Newcastle, they've enjoyed the game. They've just tried to make the Sunderland fans get frustrated with their own team and press and take advantage of the opportunities when they've come about. Gordon, at the end of the first half, started to have a bit of joy down the left-hand side. Before that, it was all down the right-hand side for Newcastle. And they tried a long ball quite a lot. Over the top, Isak had a lot of running to do in that first half. How many tickets have Swansea sold for this tie against Morecambe later? No idea, mate. No idea. When I was booking tickets yesterday, um, there was loads of seats available, but we've shut off the south stand for this one, which is usually the home end. Um, so it's only the east and west sides open. So I'm not expecting many. I mean, against Bournemouth early on, we sold, what was it, 8,000 tickets, and that was Premier League team. So I don't expect many people to turn up. Probably about 6,000. However, with a new manager in the dugout, probably some people want to cheer him on for his first home game at the Swancom. But his first home league game is against Russell Martin, which I'm really excited to go see at Swancom. Second half, though, let's get the sign ready. Second half, there we go. About to be underway any moment. As I expect ITV to announce that the teams are coming back out after these adverts. Has anyone got any New Year's resolutions as well, by the way? Because I haven't really asked many people since the New Year if they've had or made any New Year's resolutions, any goals that you've got. Do share them in the chat. For myself, it's just to be, just to have no regrets this year. I'll take advantage of every opportunity, and come the end of the year, when I look back on it with no regrets at all. So that's why I'm just trying to stay as consistent as possible with YouTube, getting revision in, going to as many games for the Swans as possible, doing as much as I can, going back to the gym on the 8th when it opens back up. So really looking forward to everything that this year's got to offer. Millwall have scored against Leicester. It's now 2-1 in that game, and Coventry have gone 4-1 up against Oxford United at home. Of course, Coventry last year knocked out to Wrexham in the FA Cup when they had a lot of hype. Maidstone still leading against Stevenage as well. That's going to be a massive upset if they can do it, and fingers crossed they can. I really wish that game was televised. As the teams are ready in the tunnel to come back out for the second half. Full-time prediction 1. I reckon both teams get on the score sheets, but Newcastle to come out on top with a 2-1 victory. Good prediction, good prediction. I can definitely see that happening. But the next goal has to come for Sunderland, in my opinion. Like you say, you reckon they'll get on the score sheets, so hopefully they do a lot of more of attacking. They need to if they want to get back into this game. Newcastle, I don't think they've been anything special in the final third. There's not been anything special. It's just a bit of luck to get them in front. But it was coming. You know, they're definitely the better of the two sides in the first half. And they got the reward finally. But I wouldn't say it was dead on for them to score in the first half. Cameras are zooming in on some of the home fans. They look very miserable after that first half display. And the derby really has sort of died down. It needs something to bring it back to life, especially at the home of Sunderland, where the team haven't played well in the first half. The players have got to give them something to cheer about in the second half. Right, teams are coming out for the second half. It's time to get this timer ready for the second half as well. Always a good job to get the timer right. As Newcastle come out to boos from the home fans. They'll be attacking the away fans, their travelling fans this second half. And Sunderland, of course, will be attacking their fans in the second half as well, as the sides switch sides. For the second half, Sunderland gathering in the tunnel to come out, waiting for everyone. Pritchard's got to get on the ball a lot more for me. He pulls a lot of the strings. You know, when they beat Leeds United, he was fantastic in that game. Jack Clark's got to get on the ball a lot more, and Joe Burnham. You know, they've got the creative spark in there. They've just got to get them on the ball. They've got to be brave in the second half, Sunderland. And I'm still seeing Santa hats in the crowd. Bit early for Christmas, or a bit late, however you want to look at it. Here we go. Sunderland for the second half are out. Applauded from the home faithful as the home crowd take their seats and let's get this timer ready for the second half. Cannot wait for it. Here at the Stadium of Light, the Tyne derby second half is about to get underway. Newcastle will kick us off for the second half of this game. Here we go, we're underway. We are underway. If you enjoy the stream, as always, drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. A lot of FA Cup action to come over the weekend, and hopefully this second half is a thriller. I do hope so, indeed, as an early offside for Newcastle occurs. Trying to get that second goal to see the game out. Oh, it's really poor from Ekwa. He's giving the ball away. Isaac, he makes it 2-0 into an empty net. And surely now that is game over. It's really poor from Ekwa. He's gifted that on a plate to Isaac to tap home. Really, really poor. Newcastle fans in the away end erupt as their side go 2-up at the Stadium of Light due to a gift. What is Ekwa doing? Puts the ball down for a free kick. Goes back to Patterson. Patterson back to Ekwa. It takes way too long. And it's actually Almiron that wins the ball back and just lays it off to Alexander Isak. Taps home to an empty net. Too easy. And that's really, really poor from Sunderland. That's blown it. That has absolutely blown it. Into the top corner. Lovely finish from Isak. You know, he could have just tapped it in, but top corner finish as well. And that's really disappointing from a Sunderland perspective. Really disappointing. Because, you know, going into half-time only 1 down, you're still in the game. Keep it at 1-0 for as long as possible. And you're still in the game, but now 2-0. That's a massive error. And now they've got a mountain to climb. First half, they've been really poor. And there's a substitution. Joe Linton's coming off for Lewis Miley. Of course, Joe Linton went down in the first half. But now they've got that second goal. Miley's on the pitch. That's a sly goal. Worst possible start to the second half for Sunderland. Massive scenes in the away end. Absolute limbs in the away end. But yeah, awful goal for them to concede at the start of the second half. Michael Beale would have been telling them, you've got to get forward a lot more. But it would have been in the Sunderland fans' mind that they've got to be quick with their play. Nothing stupid. And what you try to play it from the back. And, awful. Disastrous from Sunderland there. Newcastle take advantage. And a team of their quality, you expect them to do just that. And all you can hear now is the away fans at the Stadium of Light chanting, here's Ekwa trying to make up from his mistake. Long shot. Oh, what a save from Dubravka. Almost makes amends for it straight away. And Joe Burnham now on the ball. Sunderland, a roar from the home fans as they come forward. That's their first shot of the game. And they win a free kick. Brilliant here. Brilliant reaction from Sunderland. Lewis Miley, who's just brought on, penalised for that foul. Honeygun says that's a tie gone for Sunderland now. Poor start for the Mackhams. Completely agree, but they've still got some time now. I completely agree with you at the moment. But Ekwa having a shot deflected, and Dubravka's just about got on that. Saved it with his feet. Wow. Sunderland thought they had a chance there, and they do here with a free kick. Pritchard, it's a one-man wall. He's going to cross this one into the box. They need to get a goal quick here. Do Sunderland if they want to have any hope of getting back into this one. Pritchard to deliver from the right hand side of the penalty area. To float this one in. It's Pritchard, and it goes. It's really poor. Not beating the first man there. As Ekwa picks up the loose ball. He's got to put that mistake to the back of his mind. And move on. Chance. Job goes down. He does indeed. Welcome to the stream, UK Norfolk King. Hope you're doing well, and thank you very much for joining the stream as ever. If you guys are enjoying, consider dropping a like and subscribing. It helps the channel out massively as this derby starts to heat up for the second half. Sunderland have to go all out now. Nothing for them to lose. It's the worst possible start to the second half. They're 2 down. Got to throw the kitchen sink at it now, because Newcastle will just be trying to see this game out in style, probably get another 1 or 2 goals, and embarrass their rivals. Because remember, the last 3 visits for Newcastle here at the Stadium of Light have all ended in defeats for the Tyne. So the Mackems here need to respond this second half. They have to, as the Tyne are out for revenge. And in a derby, you know, you can't just settle at 2-0. You're going to want to embarrass your rivals. Newcastle on the ball. Almiron, Trippier on the overlap. Isaac's in the box. Appeals for a penalty. Referee says no. Goal kick. What's he actually giving here? Is it a goal kick or free kick? Oh, Neil was taken out there. When you zoom in on something, it really does emphasise how clear it was. But the wide angle that they use, of course, it's hard to see amongst all the bodies. Sunderland, poor game. I don't support them. I support West Ham, who have Bristol City tomorrow, but I like Sunderland. Fair play, mate. Welcome to the stream. Best of luck against Bristol City. We've actually got a Bristol City fan in the chat in Honeygun, so you guys can have a good conversation about the cup tie. Newcastle have a corner right in front of their supporters who are trying to suck that ball into the goal in front of them. Welcome in, Vamos. How you doing, mate? Welcome. How's the game been so far? Well, first half was, dare I say it, boring after the 15-minute mark. It was an own goal from Dan Ballard. Really unfortunate because he's been one of Sunderland's best players this game. Second half started off really lively with an Ekwa mistake for Sunderland, gifting Newcastle their second goal on a plate. But here come Newcastle once more. Both sides now got to go for it. More so Sunderland. The third goal in this one's crucial. If Newcastle get it, it'll win the game. Sunderland's get it, they're back in it. And it is Newcastle attacking once more. I'm a Bristol City fan. I'll be in the weekend tomorrow. Boo. Love to see the banter in the chat, as always. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Vamos. Are you excited for the cup game later? Swans Morecambe. Right, here's Elise for Sunderland, trying to get them down the line on the left-hand side as this Tyne derby heats up. But the ball's gone out of play there. Really silly there from Sunderland. It's a young team. They'll know what it means to the locals. But so far, it's just been not good enough. Simply not good enough from Sunderland. UK Norfolk King has predicted a 2-2 draw for West Ham Bristol City tomorrow. Interesting. I've said 2-0 to the Hammers in that one, but cannot wait for that one. Bristol always bring a good following wherever they go, and West Ham have a very passionate set of supporters. Here's Kieran Trippier for Newcastle inside the Sunderland half. We're 53 minutes into the game. Ball over the top for Dan Burn to chase. Sorry, mistaking Dan Burn for Longstaff. My apologies there. As Ekwa battles for the ball, and Sunderland win the throw-in in that corner. 10 legends in the chat. Really appreciate the support, guys. If you're enjoying, consider dropping a like and subscribing. Would help the channel out massively. And I promise we've got a lot of FA Cup action coming your way in the coming days. You do not want to miss it. It includes a matchday vlog later on tonight for Swansea City versus Morecambe. Cannot wait for that. But in this one, 53 minutes in, it's Sunderland trailing 2-0 to their bitter rivals, Newcastle. Going for a 3-0 Swans win. Luke Ball will be incredible, I can tell. Yeah, really excited to watch some good football later on. I'll say 3-1 West Ham. I do think you are a class Premier League team who will be good to test yourself. Yes, because Bristol City this season in the Championship look like potential playoff candidates as Newcastle fire a ball into the box and Ballard has to steer it away this time, not into the back of his own net. Good man, hammers. Corner kick to Newcastle then, on the far side. Trippier to take it. An outswinger. as Newcastle line up their players on the edge of the box to, in sort of a train, to run in. Now they separate. Now the ball goes in. Benham clears. Ryson, the striker, makes sure he's back defending this one. Bottom of the ball here for Newcastle. They've won possession back. Edge of the box. Lovely quick one-touch football. Almira now in the corner. Lovely play. Gordon in the penalty area to seal the tie. Oh, Echo's made up for it. Brilliant defending. And it's another corner kick here for Sunderland. UK Norfolk King says Swans are going to win 4-1. We'll take that every day of the week. Goals galore with Luke Williams in charge for sure. And it's Gamares, after that corner kick was given, really giving it large to the away travelling fans, hyping them up. And somehow ITV have just, decided not to show us the corner kick, and all of a sudden Newcastle have the ball and they're coming forward. Burn to Gordon, and the away travelling fans really making the most of this. Olaying every single pass that happens. They're threatening to get a third here, and as soon as you get a third, it threatens to get out of control. And another corner kick here for Newcastle, sustaining the pressure. Sunderland just gotta keep them out here. We're approaching that hour mark. It's been really poor for Sunderland. Their fans know they're not going to be happy. A lot of them expected a defeat, but really they've not really put up much of a fight going forward. Not done enough, as it's going to be an outswinger once again from Kieran Trippier in this one. He's going to deliver from the far side into the penalty area. Goes all the way through. Miley's waiting for it. Oh, it bounced over his head. He retrieves the ball though into the box. Finds Bruno Guimaraes. Isaacs on the overlap. Gets... Ooh, looked like a foul, but in the end it's a brilliant tackle from Choi Hume, who comes away with the ball. And long ball by Newcastle goes out of play. Finally another breather in this one. It's relentless at the moment from Newcastle. After they got that second goal, that's what they were looking for. And now they can turn on the style in this one. It's really exciting stuff. If you're a Newcastle fan at the moment, just taking the mick really out your bitter rivals. It's what every team wants to do. Are you watching Arsenal Liverpool tomorrow? Yes, we are. We are doing a watch along for Shrewsbury Town Wrexham at 2 o'clock, and at 4:30 Arsenal Liverpool. So do not worry about that. We've got it all covered here on the channel. More reason to stick around. And on Monday we'll have the watch along for Wigan Athletic against Man United. And don't forget tonight, matchday vlog will be uploaded before the end of the night for Swansea Morecambe. As Pritchard comes forward, long shot. Oh, it's tipped off the bar. Wow, Pritchard, what a strike. Central, and he's brought this game back to life from a Sunderland's perspective. Driving at the Newcastle defence. He's beaten the goalkeeper. Dubravka, who's off his line. Oh wow, the dip on that, it was immense. Dips last moment, clips the top of the crossbar. And Sunderland are showing their fans that it's not over yet. They're still in this one. Lewis Miley coming forward here. Gordon, now Miley. Gets taken out by Choi Hume. Luca 9, sorry. God. Luca 9 raises the home fan spirits there with that absolute crunch of a tackle. Completely taking out Lewis Miley. By far Sunderland's best chance of the game so far. Yep. And that's saying something when it's a strike from 25 yards out, hitting the crossbar. You know, they didn't do anything in the first half. They've got to throw the kitchen sink at them in the next half an hour. It's now or never for Sunderland to get back into it. Nothing to lose, everything to gain on their rivals. As for Newcastle, they've got to manage the game now. Got to see this through. They turn on the style a little bit. That's a pull back pass to Botman, but Sunderland Can't capitalise on the opportunity. Botman back on the ball. For Swansea, Morecambe. What's score prediction? I've gone for a 3-0 Swans win. I think it'll be comfortable. But can't underestimate Morecambe. They're a good league side. Sunderland piling on the pressure as Newcastle have the ball and play it out lovely onto the far side. Isaac on the right hand side, gives the ball away. Luco 9 finds Dan Ballard, chips the ball over the top, and Dan Burners got across to win that, but he's lost out the battle to the Sunderland striker Rusun. Throw in to Newcastle on the far side. Ooh, I think I disagree with the referee's decision there. I think that should have been a free kick to Sunderland. At the end there, Dan Ballard's literally fallen on him. And Dan Ballard to Royson is an absolute giant. Alex Pritchard has received a yellow card in the build-up to that for his complaints to the referee. As we've got half an hour left of this derby, and I wish it started this exciting, because you know, first half, after the first 15, it did die down a bit. But this next half an hour, the Sunderland players need their fans. As Pritchard's on the ball, Clark now on a wide position, 2 Newcastle players to beat. He goes back. Ekwa needs to float one in the box. He ends up going backwards. Sunderland free kick. Boo. Sunderland win the throw in on the far side. They're in a rush for everything now. Joe Benham. His only option is to go backwards. Luco 9. Inside to Ekwa. Back to Ballard. For the first time in the game, Sunderland having a bit of possession. Any more games today? Yes, there's quite a few games today. I'll quickly give you an update on the scores as soon as the ball goes out, because Sunderland here on the attack. Charlie Hume, pull pass backwards. Now's a breaking play. We can update you on the score lines in the early fixtures. It's 2-1 to Ipswich Town away at Wimbledon, 4-1 to Coventry against Oxford. Maidstone still winning against Stevenage 1-0. What an upset that would be for the National League South side against League 1 opposition. Flying in League 1 as well, just outside the playoffs in that one. Millwall are losing 3-1 to Leicester City, and of course this game as well, 2-0 to the Tyne. Of course we've got loads of 3 o'clock kickoffs as well coming our way, and a few 5:30 games. It's an exciting weekend for football. 32 ties in the FA Cup. Here's Pritchard. An exciting player every time he gets on the ball. Here's Ekwa in a wide position. Back inside, here's Clark. It's a poor pass from Clark. Really poor there. Come on Leicester, you know why. Of course, the rivalry, West Ham and Millwall. Yeah, not having a good season in the Championship this year. Although, recently they've strung together a few good results in the league. Dan Burn for the throw-in for Newcastle. Down the line it goes to Bruno Guimaraes, who has been very good in that defensive midfield role. Brilliant vision on that man. 64 minutes on the clock. 2-0 to the Tyne. As Newcastle go back to Dubravka. Sprays a pass out to Trippier. Brilliant touch from the Newcastle right back. And they are just taking their time here, Newcastle, playing themselves out of danger. Long ball in the end, over the top. Here's Dan Ballard. Goes backwards to Troy Hume. In a way, I'm very happy that the Swans game wasn't a 3 o'clock kickoff. Otherwise, I won't be able to do this this watch along. So Thank you everyone as always for joining. I really do appreciate your support. And if you're enjoying, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Millwall's be in National League by 2031-32 season. That's every West Ham fan's dream. Oh, a bit of afters. It's all heating up here. Scraps on the pitch. Gordon and Ballard, Isaacs getting involved here. Love to see it. Turning into a boxing match. And I wasn't too sure what it's all about. All heated up there in the derby. Fights. And no doubt we're going to see the cards given, yellow cards given to a few players here. Wow. Derby really is coming out here. The afters. Thank you very much whoever just subscribed as well. Do appreciate it. Let me know who you are in the chat so I can thank you. And let me know where you're all from. And it was Gordon here who was... Oh yeah, that's his fault. He's received the yellow card. He was holding on to 09. And 09 in the end grabbing Gordon's shirt. He's pulled the elastic out of that for sure. Little scrap there, always love to see it in a derby for sure, for sure. We get one at least twice a game in the South Wales derby. Me bro, oh, thank you very much, UK Norfolk King. Really appreciate it, mate. Welcome to Goals Galore. Where in this game we've seen 2, hoping for many more. Before the full-time whistle, 24 minutes to go. Lewis Miley. Loose pass to Gordon. Joe Benham's picked it up. Oh, that's awful. He's trying to skill, and instead of doing your skills, keep the ball in play. Stick to the basics. He's... Oh, honestly. What are you doing? Your team's losing 2-0. No time for the step overs. Stick to the basics. Stick to the basics. Honestly, it's frustrating to watch at times. 23 minutes to go. We'll be following you a lot now. Oh, love to see that, mate. Really appreciate the support. A loyal fan, seems you are. Thank you very much. Here's Lewis Miley. Goes backwards to Gamores. Finds Longstaff. Trippier on the overlap. He's got Olise to beat. Ball into the box by Gamores. Drops loose. Shot blocked. What a block by Luke 09 to stop it going 3-0. Luke 09. That was going in. Miguel Almiron was about to make it 3. Loose from Ballard. Gift set to Almiron. That's going into the top corner. And 09 puts his body on the line there for the Black Cats to keep them somewhat in this game. We're halfway through the second half. Wow. 5-2 Coventry against Oxford. Thank you for the goal update, mate. What a thrilling game that is. 7-goal thriller. Can't wait for the Matt SB vlog later on for that one. Longstaff, Miley, oh, miscommunication. And Sunderland now can break on the counter-attack. Jack Clark trying to go over the halfway line. Brilliant defending there from Newcastle high up the pitch to just slow Sunderland down. But Ekwa comes over the halfway line now for Sunderland. His mistake cost Sunderland their second goal. Ekwa now, here's Pritchard. Troy Hume tries to find Pritchard, but it's not good enough there from Sunderland. And Newcastle back on the ball. Joe Linton, not Joe Linton, Gammares, both have the dyed hair. Easy to get confused. What time is matchday vlog? Well, it's a 5:30 kickoff, so the game will end about 7:30. So just before the end of the evening, mate. I'll aim for as soon as I get home, because I like to do a little bit of a match reaction. I think probably about 10 o'clock, hopefully. I can't promise it though, as quick as I can. And that ball goes out of play. Millwall scored, so it's 3-2 in that one then. 3-2, 5-2 Coventry, the latest goal scorer in that one. Matty Gordon and Gouldum for Oxford. Maidstone still 1-0 up. Maidstone trying to shock the world in this one. And I'm trying to find out the Millwall goal scorer. It's not quite updated yet. Can there be a late bit of action in that one? We'll have to find out. I really hope Maidstone can make it through in the cup. Really do. What an upset that would be. What a story for the club to make it to the FA Cup 4th round. I love seeing smaller clubs get through. It's absolutely brilliant. You know, it'd be good for Stevenage as well, but you know, Maidstone, you know, they're what, 5 tiers below them. Be terrific for them to get through. Anyway, back to this game. Here's Gordon, centre circle, given away. Pritchard always taken out there. That's a yellow card for Guimaraes. That is a yellow card all day long as the referee books him. He's got to make the tackle, otherwise Pritchard's away. He's taken one for the team there. I've got Sky Sports scores up, so I get news straight away. Oh, fair enough, mate. So I really appreciate the goal updates, mate. Let me know the Millwall goal scorer, please, if you can. Guimaraes in the referee's book. Not the first player. Something tells me he won't be the last of this game. And it's a free kick to Sunderland, very central, but nevertheless an opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area in this one. Pritchard will deliver. Get Sunderland back in. Oh, what's the point in that? Get the ball into the box. He's taking it short there. Really disappointing. Get the ball into the box. Hopefully you're all enjoying the stream. Thank you all very much for sticking around. Pritchard bursts forward here on the left hand side. Out to Jack Clark. Ball goes out. And it's a corner kick to Sunderland, their first of the game. And as always, if you're enjoying, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Plenty of action coming your way on the channel very soon. You don't want to miss it, trust me. You do not want to miss it. Corner kick to Sunderland. Big opportunity to get the big lads up from the back. Got to get this one into the box. Give the players something to get their heads on. Well, what's happened there then? ITV still not showing it. They just show highlights instead. And my guess is that the referee overturned his initial decision for the goal kick. Anyway, Sunderland still on the ball. Dispossessed. Once again, they've really struggled to keep their foot on the ball in this one. Sunderland really struggled to keep the ball. It's with Nathan. Is it Nathan Patterson? Pretty sure it is. So many Pattersons in the football world. It's hard to remember all their first names. Here's Pritchard. He's won the second ball. Pritchard into the box. Can he reach a shot? He has. Oh, what a save from Dubravka. What an incredible save. Outside the boot from Pritchard, he's tried to trivela it into the bottom corner. Dubravka down low, brilliant. And Sunderland get a free kick here. In the corner, Jack Clark fouled. 6-2 Coventry. Wow. Thank you very much for the goal update and no worries, mate. Oh, Pritchard running at the Newcastle defence, causing them all sorts of problems outside the boot. He's aiming for the bottom left hand corner. He's almost found it, but Dubravka, he's down quickly to his right hand side to deny a certain goal there. And now a free kick for Sunderland with 15 minutes to go. They've got to throw everything at it. and it looks like they're doing so. This got to be a good delivery into the box. Pritchard to take. He's by far been their best player of the second half, Pritchard. Trying to make things happen. As soon as you get him on the ball, he's wonderful. Right, Pritchard raises one arm. In it goes. Cleared away. Poor delivery, but comes straight back out to Pritchard. Takes on his man. Nice play there. Spots a pass and finds Ekwa. And Guimaraes. Brilliant play. That comes with experience. Feels the contact. He's on the ball. Goes down. Wins his side a free kick. Brilliant play. 9 legends in here. Thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream and the game. But still not over 15 minutes of action for the Tyne We Are derby. Still left to go. As this one heats up once more for the final time. As Newcastle are heading for a rare victory at the Stadium of Light. Millwall scorer was Zian Fleming. Oh, he was linked away with a move in the summer to Burnley, of course. 3-2 in that one. And hopefully Maidstone are still winning. Hopefully. Because they are 1-0. 6-2 Coventry. What an emphatic victory that will be for Mark Robins' side. As Newcastle go long. Here's Trippier. Finds Guimaraes. Been pulling all the strings in this game, Bruno Guimaraes. Really impressive player. And a tremendous club like Newcastle. Myron's kept that ball in. Looked at lost calls. Trippier comes forward. Finds Guimaraes. Edge of the box here for Newcastle. Nice one-touch football. Isaac comes forward to play the pass. Trippier now. And they end up going backwards, but this is lovely controlled possession here from Newcastle. They've had the lion's share of possession in this one. First half they had 78% of the ball. Poorly given away though. Jack Clark over the halfway line. Very central here. Jack Clark, he's got a man to the right. He should have played it earlier. Dan Burn, brilliant defending. And now Newcastle are on the counter-attack. This game is end-to-end now. Gordon beats 09. And that's a free kick to Newcastle. I might be late to match the vlog later. No worries, mate, no worries. It's only the streams really where I hope to get people in live. And 11 legends in here right now. I really do appreciate all of you taking your time up to watch the video, the live stream obviously. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. Smash a like and subscribe as always. Mean a lot to the channel as well. Help us grow. Full time, Wimbledon 1, Ipswich 3. Ipswich progress to the third round in that one. Free kick to Newcastle. Good position. Left of the penalty area. And Sunderland hold their line just inside the penalty area. Maidstone are through in the FA Cup. What a fantastic win that is for them. Wow, I hope their 4th round game is a good one. And hopefully it's on TV because I'll 100% do a watch along for that one. Big admirers of the National League South club. Right, finally this free kick's ready to be taken. Trippier. An in-swinger. In front of the travelling Toon army. In it goes. Not a bad ball. Ekwa gets it away. But not clear. As Gordon on the right hand side. Poor ball then. And now Sunderland have a chance to counter. Hume, he's caught in possession and luckily his teammates are able to win it back. He's asking the question though. No options in front of me. Gordon in the penalty area. Shot across the face of goal. He could have wrapped this one up once and for all. An absolute gift there from Sunderland. Just really poor. And Gordon almost wrapped it up to make it 3. It's too easy for Newcastle. Way too easy. And they've given the ball away straight away. Once again, here's Dan Burn. High up the pitch here. Newcastle will take their time. The draws on Monday yet will be live before the Wigan Man United game for that one, to include the fourth round draw before the final game of the third round. So you guys don't need to worry about it. We've got all the FA Cup and much more covered on this channel. Welcome along to Goals Galore. Full time at the Den, it's Millwall 2, Leicester 3. What a good game that sounds like. Definitely be watching Match of the Day tonight for all the FA Cup games. It's just special. The FA Cup, so special. For me, when I think about the FA Cup, I think about Arsenal winning it so many times, of course. Alexis Sanchez versus Hull in that final. I think of Wilfred Boney against Man United at Old Trafford. Rampledge chip in, the goalkeeper at Old Trafford for the Swans. So many memories are brought to mind. With the final 10 minutes of this one, probably have a few minutes added on as well, so there's still time for Sunderland to get into this one. The long ball across. Oh, Treppier's done tremendous there to get his head on that and steer it back to Dubravka, who's going to take his time here to pick the ball out, up, and throw it out to Dan Burn. Down the line it goes. Good game management so far from Eddie Howe's team. They really are taking their time after they got that second goal, not taking any risks, and they're still pushing for a third. They're not just completely sitting back. They've been on the front foot all game. It's what you like to see as a neutral watching the game, and definitely the deserved winners as it stands. It'll take something special from Sunderland to claw this one back. Here's Newcastle inside the Sunderland half. Isaac, poor pass from him. Joe Burnham on the ball for Sunderland inside their own half. Not much longer to go in this one before Newcastle can gain the bragging rights. Full time at the CBS, it's Coventry 6, Oxford 2. An 8-goal thriller in that one. Definitely one to look out for on Match of the Day. Thank you very much for the update, UK Norfolk King. Newcastle on the ball. Gamarez, almost caught in possession, but he's so composed. Nothing worries him. And the thing with this Newcastle side is they've had so many injuries this season. You know, Tonali's out suspended as well. It's a really strong side. But this month in January, no doubt they're going to look to strengthen. The expectations they set last season in the Premier League of Champions League, getting to a cup final as well, you know, are so high. You can't just repeat it with these low. You know, you can't drop off this much in a season. Probably squads wise, they weren't prepared for, you know, 3 games a week where they should have been. But you know, they've got the owners, they've got the money to invest. Let's hope for a Newcastle point of view, they can. As for Sunderland, attention turns back to the Championship, where this season they want to finish in the playoffs once again, no doubt, and join Newcastle next season in the Premier League. Newcastle just on the ball here, taking their time. Gamarez sprays it out to Trippier, who's edging his side forward. They want a third in this one. Do you like Orient? Leighton Orient? Yes. Daniel Pratley, of course, ex-Swans player. He's at their club. They were knocked out to Chesterfield in the second round of the FA Cup 1-0. Newcastle into penalty area, dragged back. Oh, Isaac should have stayed where he was. And Sunderland come away with the ball. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Do appreciate it. Let me know who you are in the chat and where you're from. Because the other day we had some international subscribers, which was superb. Didn't actually realise people watch me from internationally. You know, it's just mind blowing. Anyway, back to the game. Gamarez finds Almiron. Goes on the outside. Into the box it goes. Across the face of goal. Big opportunity there for Newcastle, but you know, it's one that they can afford to miss at this stage in the game. 2-0 up. Just trying to see the game through now. So, matchday vlog out later on the channel. Tomorrow we've got 2 watch-alongs, Shrewsbury Town versus Wrexham and Arsenal Liverpool. And then on the Monday, the FA Cup draw for the 4th round, followed by, of course, Wigan Manchester United. So a lot of content coming just for the FA Cup, that is, on the channel. As Sunderland bring on a bar onto the field of play. I'm not too sure who went off. I'll check that for you in a second. But what a game it's been. Here's Joe Burnham. Knocked over, wins a free kick for his side. Can they at least get a consolation goal? 5 minutes remaining. I'll quickly check who went off for Sunderland to inform you all. It was who's been taken off? Not even BBC Sports knows. It's a mystery, and it will remain a mystery. Here's Barr. First touch of the game, wins himself and his side a throw in. Four minutes left until we see the balls go up. Best YouTuber I've ever seen. I appreciate the kind words, mate, but I'm sure there's definitely people above me. Here's Barr. It's a few step overs. Receives the ball back into the box. Blocked. Has another bite of the cherry. Still inside the penalty area. Still with Barr. Twist and turn. He's done brilliantly well there. And in the end, Botman clears his lines. Well, that's raised the noise levels inside this place. Barr's just... wow. A bit of energy is all you need in a game like this. It was Ruzin who went off. Thank you very much, Honeygun. Appreciate the update. Yeah, he didn't do much in the game. Hard to get him involved. Lacked a lot of service. So difficult for a striker in this game, especially for Sunderland. You want me to check Sky Sports scores? I don't think so anymore. I think all the games are full time now. Thank you very much for the offer though. Do appreciate it. Does save me updating everyone as well. Here you go. Here's Troy Hume into the penalty area. Here's Barr. Troy Hume once more. Ball into the box. Across the face of goal. Why was nobody there? The questions have to be asked. Why was no one waiting for the ball? Oh, they could have scored here. Sunderland definitely could have had a goal. It's a striker's dream for someone to put a ball across the face of goal, run onto it, smack it in the back of the net. It's a dream. So why are they not doing the basics right, Sunderland? As Anthony Gordon into the penalty area, goes down. That's a penalty. Dan Ballard. That's really poor. He receives the yellow card. 3 PM games, I think will be ended by then, hopefully. I need to get myself ready for the Swans Morecambe game. Clever play from Anthony Gordon. He sees Ballard coming in. He's dragged him to the ground, and it's a chance for the Toon to make it 3-0 and wrap this game up once and for all. It's been done a long time in hindsight. And I think it'll be Alexander Isak to take this one. We'll have a look now when the cameras pan to it. But really, really poor from Dan Ballard. Got to compose yourself. It's really, really silly to give away a penalty there in that situation. He's not running towards the goal. He's running towards the byline. It doesn't make sense. Sunderland today have been really, really poor. Barr's been alright since he's come on. But apart from that, Pritchard, Ballard in the first half before his own goal. He's really struggled to pick good players in this one. And it won't matter if Newcastle score this one or not. Of course, they'd like to cheer once more, the Newcastle faithful. And who's going to step up? Alexander Isak, it looks like, from 12 yards against Patterson, the Sunderland #1. He's wobbling up and down on his line, left to right. Isak, who of course got his last penalty goal against Nottingham Forest, steps up from 12 yards. So short run up, Jog to the left, bottom right hand corner. It's 3-0 to the Tyne. And they've wrapped this tie up once and for all. And they're enjoying this day out at the Stadium of Light against their rivals. They're enjoying it. 3 to the good now. Game, set and match. The Tyne running out winners. 2011 was the last time they've won this derby. It looks like 2023 is going to be the next time. 2024 even. God, yeah, I'm living in last year, aren't I? Isaac, brilliant from the spot, right into the corner. How do you like him? Just like that. Patterson goes the wrong way, into the bottom left-hand corner. Blackburn, Cambridge, Newport versus Accrington. 3-0. I thought Newport playing Eastleigh, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. Anyway, 3-0, yep. Penalty for Newcastle, silly play from Ballard, yeah, really is. Zero composure, zero need to make the tackle at the end of the day. And now Newcastle bringing on a load of subs before we find out how long we've got to play of added time. Lascelles, Livramento coming on. A few young guys experienced in this occasion. Fabian Schär coming off first and foremost. And that away end is brilliant. All the scarves, the black and white. Sorry, but no, mate, don't apologise, mate. It's all cool. It's all cool. Jamal Lascelles entering the field of play then. He's been at Newcastle for some time. Miguel Almiron. You know, there's a shout for him as man of the match for Newcastle. Terrific player. For me, man of the match, if I had to choose right now, I'd give it to Bruno Guimaraes. Outstanding player today. He controlled that midfield. He's run his socks off. Anthony Gordon, also a shout for him. He's coming off. I think there's like 4 or 5 changes here. So Dan Burn, Gordon, and Almiron off. Dummett, Ritchie, and who was the final one? All coming on. Paul Dummett. He's one of those players where you think he plays for Newcastle, but he never actually gets on the pitch for Newcastle. Well, now's his chance. Of course, Matt Ritchie as well. And Livramento, of course, all coming on for the Tyne. 3 minutes added on. We've already played 2 of those, but I reckon probably play a few more minutes on that. Sunderland knocking the ball around now. They want to get out of the stadium because they've been embarrassed. And the commentators agree with me. Bruno Guimaraes, man of the match. Here's Barr. Twists and turns. Left foot, right foot. Few step overs. Can they get a consolation goal? Here's Dan Neil. Jack Clark now. Steps inside. Ball into the box. Towards the back post. Oh. And well dealt with by Newcastle. And the ball ends up in the Dubravka's gloves. We've now played the 3 minutes. But as I say, those substitutions took 2 minutes. So I imagine we play till 5. And every pass now for Newcastle is Olaid. As Lascelles goes out to Trippier. Inside to Livramento. Lovely play here. And the Tyne have deserved it. They have deserved this win today. In the derby, of course, it would mean so much more. Loads of Sunderland fans already headed to the exit. But fair play to the ones that I still hear singing on this derby day. The Tyne We Are derby. Guimaraes gives the ball away and the referee says foul. Newcastle free kick. That away end, when the camera looks at it, is full of black and white. It's a sight. Paul Dummett, down the line he goes. Ritchie now, steps inside. Can they get a fourth and completely embarrass Sunderland? It's time. But Ekwa's on the ball in the midfield. His very bad mistake cost, you have to say, Sunderland the game, to be honest. When you go 2-0 down and you've not had a lot of the ball, it's really, really hard to see yourself coming back into the game. Pritchard's been bright. Not seen much of Clark, but overall it's not been good enough. Barr's been brilliant since he's come on, and here he is again. Goes inside. Nice play here by Sunderland, but in the end, Ritchie picks up the loose pass, and referee's going to blow his whistle. That is it. Full time in the Tyne Weir derby, the first one of 2024, the first one in 8 years, and Newcastle get their first win in the Tyne Weir derby since 2011. They've had to wait 12 years for victory over their bitter rivals, but they do it in style today. A comfortable 3-0 win at the Stadium of Light. It began with a Dan Ballard own goal just before half time, who had a very good first half. Then going into the second half, it began awfully. The worst possible start to the second half for Sunderland, as Ekwa's loose pass was caught in possession by Almiron in his own penalty area, squared the ball to Isak to score, and finally, just moments ago in the 90th minute, it was a penalty to wrap up the game. It was already wrapped up at 2-0. As soon as the second goal went in, you thought it would be Newcastle's day for the win. Dan Ballard, really silly penalty to give away, dragged down Anthony Gordon, and from 12 yards it was Alexander Isak to step up from the spot and slot it into the bottom left hand corner to send the Toon Army home happy on Derby Day. Thank you everybody so much for joining the stream. I really do appreciate your support. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, drop a like and subscribe. As always, loads of FA Cup action coming your way this weekend, including the matchday vlog later, which I need to go now and get changed ready for the Swansea City game. Have a brilliant afternoon. I'll see you later in the matchday vlog. Take care. Goodbye. As Newcastle win on Derby Day. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all very much for your support.